Nice car. This is my friend Crutch, and he's just done it so I can actually focus on where I'm going to sit for this life in a day. And I've had to put on my laptop the words because I can't remember. So thank you very much, mate. I'll go and get myself sorted and get in the seat, the driving seat. No advertising on here, I tell you.
Well, thank God.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Right, there are a few questions to be answered on Britain Life in a Day, or Life in a Day Britain. I'm reading them off my laptop at the moment because I can't remember half the things. What do you see when you look out of your window, and how do you feel about the area you live in? What I see out of my window is a lot of chaos, be it from crazy traffic everywhere to law and order disruptions on the street. We're told that we're safe and things like that, but I think the majority of people think we're not really. From my window, I live in a flat basically. I see a line of trees and then I have a ring road to the other side of that, so I have the noise of the traffic, that's there. I have a small flat as well, which it's okay. Let's have a look what the next question is. What makes you happy and where are you the happiest? What makes me happy? Happy is sometimes if you can make somebody else smile or make them laugh, that's great. That makes you happy. The happiest place I would like to be is sometimes, and it might sound a little bit crazy, is in your own little world. You have to escape the real world sometimes. And when I say that, unashamedly, I'll say I'm a collector of board games. I think games, I played D&D for many years, and I thought, yeah, you can be somebody you couldn't be in the real world. You can be a hero. So that's the simplicity of that. Where would I like to be happy as well at the end of the day? What makes you happy and where are you the happiest? I'm happiest in the company of my girlfriend. We bicker a lot, but we've kept our relationship going for over 11 years now. I mean, yesterday was our anniversary, our 11th anniversary as being a couple as such. And most of our friends who have been married, they're all divorced and separated or whatever now. So we're not even married, and I mean, we'd love to get married, but we can't afford it at the moment. Next question. What do you like or dislike about the UK? Oh dear. I love the UK if you go back in time. I think the end of our sort of the way we were perceived in the past as the United Kingdom, which we're not anymore. I think the end of that era was the end of the 80s, to tell the truth. I think the 90s came along and this country kind of lost its soul. There was less happiness in the streets. I mean, there's strikes, there's different things that have gone on. I think it's a bit more darker these days compared to then. I mean, we have to, what is it now, they keep putting these programs on and we reminisce. Reminiscing is this big thing at the moment because we go back to the times when we were happier. That goes to the question before. We reminisce. We'd like lighter days without less hassle with the problems in the world at the moment. What do I dislike about the UK? I think and I believe that whoever gets in power, they really don't care. They've got a job and high salaries. It's the ordinary people on the street that suffer, and we've seen this through all the news items recently. There's cutbacks in everything for funding, which is not good because the public are not getting what they're paying for. So I think we're being robbed in a way. And I find it wrong that if you've got someone in charge of something and they've made a cock up in government or local councils, they get the golden handshake or they just escape without being scolded or punished for it. And I think that should change. These are the people we put our faith in. And when they kind of mess that up, they get off, excuse the pun, scot-free. And we the people have to pay, so I think that's wrong. We've lost our individuality. I dislike the fact that we had our own traditions, we had our own culture. Um, our culture is quite interesting, but they don't even teach a lot of it in the schools anymore. And we should be a proud nation because we are a mixed nation going through thousands and thousands of years. And we've been through bloodshed, God knows what, which made the nation. Um, right, I'll go on to the next question. What are your vices and your guilty pleasures? Vices? Good, vices. I like food. Love cooking food. Love eating food. Love chocolate. Um, if I had the money, my vices I would buy loads of people presents because I think it's lovely to give presents or make people happy. It's got to be in your personality. If you like that, God, if they made me Father Christmas, to be great. Um, guilty pleasures. Guilty pleasures. I think I'm a big kid at heart, and if it's a guilty pleasure to be my age, which is nearly 52 years old, to play board games and have a bit of fun doing that, then that's a guilty pleasure. I haven't really got any sort of really bad vices as such. I don't think I have anyway. What is the most important thing in your life? I think the most important thing, there's maybe a few, the most important thing in my life is my girlfriend, my partner. I love her to bits. She stood by me through some bad times. A few years ago, she lost her father to cancer, and my mother died 6 months later. And she had to help me out with all the paperwork because I haven't got a clue. So the trauma we went through, both of us, she had to take on her shoulders. She's got a shop that she took on. She decided to do what people say, like move up the ladder and do something with yourself. Unfortunately, the recession's come in, this double recession, which has really messed her around, and she's worked really hard. She deserves a pat on the back and a medal, but again, she's one of those few that people don't see, someone trying to keep their businesses going. To be quite honest, she takes a lot on. I mean, even me, I'm a bit of a joker, and which keeps me going, keeps me sane, although it seems like I'm acting insane. It's like being on the spot. I'm a bit of a comedian, and it just comes out, crazy stuff. I think that's the end of those questions. On another note, I think this country has got talent, lots of talent in it. Unfortunately, it's the likes of me and other people. We classed us, if you're 50 and above or 40 and above, you're too old. Also, the fact that if you've been ill, I've been ill for many years, different ailments. I've had Achilles tendonitis, I've had surgery on both legs. I've suffered for a long, long time with really bad migraines that have knocked me about. When I was a child, from the age of 13 to 22, I had epilepsy, and the drugs they put me on really doped me up. So school and all that, I couldn't remember half the things that were taught to me. My English and maths isn't great, but I have a great exuberance, can I use that word, for creativity. Someone could throw something at me and I'll come back with a story. I could be put on the spot to sell an item and it's there, and yet I still can't get a job because where I'm in the heart of the Midlands, a little town called Stourbridge, and there's nobody around to talk to. I've written to stars, film stars, TV stars, directors, and just asked for some guidance or some help, somebody just to listen to me. But I want someone who's honest. I want someone who's a philanthropist. I want someone who's honest, who will listen to you and not rip you off. I've had that in the past, and it makes you feel really bad. It's like once bitten, twice shy. So you get to the stage of not trusting anybody, which I really don't like that feeling. I don't think many people do. We need to pull together. As I say, there's a lot of creative people out there who don't get a shot at it, and then there are people out there who get into positions who shouldn't be in those positions because either it's family members or they've got the money and the power to get into it. If you've got nothing, then it's awful. You haven't got a chance, and it's such a waste of talent in this country. I think that's about it at the moment. Oh, the other thing is with the criteria of making this film, right, there's no freedom. Because if it was a true sort of diary of your day, we could take the cameras out and film anything. If there's brand names everywhere, if there are people in the background and they go by with their faces, you can't expect to have freedom in filming because there's too many loopholes. You've got to get permission off people, the brand names advertise other companies, so you can't have just freedom to film really. It's a bit like Big Brother, you know what I mean? You are told these are the restrictions. That's not freedom. Restriction is an opposite. It's not freedom. I think that's all I'll say at the moment. Um, what's the one last thing? When people deal with certain things like grief, I think it's been just over 6 years now. My mother died of cancer, and that's still with me. Um, I was there on my own. My family didn't attend some sort of family squabble, and I had to take that on board. So that hurt a lot, and I think my mother was treated really bad by a lot of people. Um, so yes, I still have grief because she was a good person. She was always there for me, and I think a lot of people should realise if you have a good parent or parents, you've really got not. Don't take them for granted. It's the same as children. If you've got good children, don't take them for granted. We're just human, and that goes to all the people out there all over the world. We're just human. That's about it. My name's Chris Armfield. I'll be 52 on the 26th of November 2011, and I still want to be creative. I still want someone to pick me up and say, "Hey Chris, you've got some good ideas." I just need someone to talk to. Thank you.